What's going on, YouTube? It's Donnie B all day with another knife review for you. What? That's not a knife, Donnie B all day. You're crazy. I know, but check this out. The reason I'm showing you this is because this is an 1858 Army revolver, right? It's a 44 Magnum, awesome, bang bang, shoot 'em up, Civil War winning pistol. Now, this is an absolute classic, a classic, and it's one of the most reproduced, just like this one is a reproduction. It's one of the most reproduced handguns ever made. People all over the world want to buy, even though there's Glocks and HKs and all these other fancy guns out there, people want these every single day. They're being sold. People want them badly. They're in high demand for an old school classic styling revolver. Why? Because they're rugged, they're reliable, they're dependable, they do exactly what you need them to do every single time you need them to do it. And that's why I'm bringing you the knife I'm bringing you. I'm giving you today this beautiful knife right here. Oh, but Donnie B all day, that's not a knife, that looks like a leather box. Well, good job, it is a leather box. It's what comes in this leather box that is the classic I want to get into. And you know it's going to be a classic by that handsome gentleman right there, Mr. W.R. Case. This guy was the king of inventing knives, or creating knives, that people are going to want to reproduce throughout time. And the knife in this box is one of those knives. Let's check it out. So here it is. Today I'm bringing you the Case Mako Lockback. This knife is a beauty, and it is probably the most common reproduced copied knife ever made, along with this big case right here. So now, in the heat of the mid 1800s, when the wild west was still pretty wild, that big buoy right there was a staple. It was carried everywhere. A knife like that, just like that, near like that, it was carried everywhere. It wasn't just for, a lifestyle. It was for your life. This was a life or death carry in some cases. And as the Wild West started to simmer down, people realized that they could get by without needing to carry such a large knife. And, come the turn of the century, here comes W.R. Case, and he starts putting out these knives that people just couldn't believe. It's the same raw toughness in a much smaller package. Now, this was great because people were becoming a little more, civilized, so to say, and they didn't need some big giant knife hanging off their pocket side, so they were able to take this one and either put it in their pocket or use that little leather box that I showed you to carry it on their belt. It was convenient, it was handy, and even then it was still a necessity. These knives are fantastic. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this gorgeous brass capped blade, and we are going to put it through a couple of Donnie B challenges, since no one else on these reviews is showing you what this knife is capable of doing. So let's go play. Alright guys, so I'm going to do to this knife what no other reviewer on YouTube has ever done with this knife, or even a knife like it. I'm going to baton with it. Right now I'm pretty sure there's people at Case watching this thinking, what the hell is wrong with this guy? But if anybody at Case is watching this, I mean, no disrespect, but let's see what we can get out of here. Remember, this is a clip point, not made for batoning, but don't tell that to the knife, because it doesn't care about your opinion. This knife, if I need to make kindling at a campsite, I'll tell you what, man, I was just gonna stop at one, but this is kind of fun. Who in their right mind would have thought that this was going to come from this? Is there any damage? Is there any flaws? Is there any hiccups? No, it's a case. That kind of stuff doesn't happen with a case. Believe me, I know. I've tried it. So let's get that in there. Holy mackerel! That's got a really, really nice bite. And this is a big stump. I don't know if you see it. So now, here's something cool. This is a clip point, right? A clip point is, they're long and they're skinny. That's what a clip point is. You know, it's got this little curve right here, and this area of the blade would be its weakest point. Now, what people have a problem with clip points is generally you can't use it to go into something hard straight on. It's, you know, it was designed as more of a slasher, or to penetrate animal skin. And the thinking is, if you have a small knife going in straight with a clip point this fine, well, it's impossible. You're going to bend it, you're going to break it, you're going to snap it, you're going to dull it, you're going to... This is a case. That doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. This edge, after batoning, look at this thing. Let's see, we just batoned, right? So batoning with a little tiny knife like this means I can't do what I'm physically doing right now. Just don't tell the knife, because it obviously didn't get the memo that this can't be done after doing that. I mean, it's just a perfect little carver. So let me, now that I have this out right here, get into the meat here, and we'll do just a couple little feathers, give you a couple little Nike symbols, and yep, there you go. How about that, YouTube? The Case Mako. What I want to do is I want to get it into the sun and show you a little bit of the details of how really nice this thing looks in the light, and then I might even take it to the 1-inch forest and go have some fun. All right, so I was told that it's all about the bass, no treble. No, it's all about the case, no treble. This thing is perfect. Now, what I want to show you first is how tight these little scales are here. This is a unibody, a brass one-piece construction, right? And these scales, they're not pinned, so I'm led to believe that they're epoxied on, which is how knives are built. But the sturdiness of this solid brass construction is unparalleled. Now, if I can get the light to hit this right, look at these scales, man. That is as pretty as a piece of wood as you're gonna see. They are so perfectly done. Now, there's no there's no lift, there's no sink. This is just straight immaculate. It's perfectly sized, perfectly placed. Let's see, I'm trying really hard to wiggle this thing so I can show you, but it's a case, it's made strong. I mean, what do you want? Before I got it all dirty batoning, it was really shiny. I mean, you can still see the mirror finish up here. It's sharp, it's been carving, it's been batoning. Look at this edge, look at this edge. It's angel hair fine right there. I don't want to spend too much time just showing you the looks, because if you haven't seen one of these, then just go to your local sporting store and check one out. Everybody makes a version of this. I mean, this is granddaddy's old knife, but it's not anymore. This thing, I'm pretty sure your father had them, I'm sure your grandfather had them, I'm sure his grandfather had one. And the reason that they keep going generation to generation with this style of knife is, well, because they're great. You know what I mean? This thing, you know what you're getting. There's no internal locks to break. There's no special little doodads hanging off the end that are going to be cheap in the long run. There's no rubber, you know, all over the thing that's gonna deform. It's just a really, really great pocket knife that you can either throw in your pocket or you can put on your belt. It doesn't matter. Now, as far as a lock, here we go right here. Look at this. It's just snap. It is so nice. Snap. And here's the thing too. I know all these have been reproduced by so many different people, and nobody has the care to make them as good as these guys do. Look at, see that little groove right there? That is not just one of those little notches that you dig your thumbnail into. This is an absolute roadway. I mean, it's a tunnel on the 405. It's freaking awesome. This thing is such a deep groove. You can, I mean, the ease of opening, you don't even really need to use that to open it. Really, just pinching your fingers on here and opening it, it's really easy. It doesn't have one of those goofy little, I'm gonna flick it open things for speed. This is a use it knife, not a defend yourself in an alley knife. It's the ultimate camping knife. It's the ultimate, hey, I got a new package in, let me open it up knife. It's the ultimate, the ultimate, you know, me whittle myself something, you know what I mean? It's got so many, you know, uses. The thing is, it's just one of those knives that you can pick it up and put it down 100 times and always have something different to use it for with. Just a great piece. So let's stop blabbing, get a good look at the shark raw, and let's go to the 1-inch forest. Come on. All right, so here we are in everybody's favorite depleting forest. My little disappearing jungle. Let's see. I just want to show you just how razor sharp this edge is. I have this big piece right here that I already cut down, and I want to use it to really see. I need something solid. Now I'll just use this guy right here. You know what, that went a lot easier than I suspected it was going to. I didn't think it was going to just breeze through. And look, I'm not breaking it, I'm slicing it. Normally when you hit a stick like that and it breaks off in that fashion, it's because you snapped the stick, not sliced the stick. This is the Case Mako. It slices sticks. Alright guys, so here's what I'm going to do now. I didn't clean the blade off. You can probably still see the dirty streaks. I didn't wipe the edge down. I left whatever crud is on the blade and I want to do a water bottle slice test, because nothing's going to tell you how well this blade kept up like slicing through a water bottle or a brick. But again, I love my knives, so I'm not going to use the brick. So I'm going to try not to punch this thing. I just want to get as much of the tip as I can through the bottle, so don't expect it to be sliced in half, just expect it to be cut open. And as expected, you see this, look at this, I mean, it's just perfection. Perfection. Wow. All right, ladies and gents, well, here we have it. The Case Mako is reliable, durable, and useful as it is beautiful. Just another one of those case knives that totally hits the mark. This is not some grandpappy's blade. This is one of those knives that you can literally keep forever, and it will just continuously get the job done. Not much more I can say about it than what I've shown you. The knife outperforms expectations. I've never seen anybody really put one of these through any kind of ringer, and I am no fan of tabletops, so I had to come out here and show you how absolutely great this knife is. So I hope you liked it. Please hit subscribe at the bottom so you can catch up on a bunch of more knife reviews that I'm going to be doing. Not too many, probably as pretty as this one, but I'll see what I can do for you. This is Donnie B all day saying until next knife.